We all say it. I don't have enough time. But what if the problem isn't time? What if the real problem is how much we allow distractions to steal from us? We live in a world full of noise, constant notifications, endless scrolling, people demanding our attention at every moment. But what's the result?
We feel overwhelmed. We feel like we're constantly running out of time, even though the hours are right there, slipping through our fingers. The truth is, it's not time that's the problem. It's the distractions that fill up every second of it. We've all been there. You sit down to get something done, and before you know it, an hour has passed, and you've barely accomplished anything. Why? Because you were distracted by your phone, by notifications, by the noise around you. These distractions steal our time bit by bit until we look up and wonder where the day went. It's not that you don't have enough time. It's that you're giving away the time you do have to things that don't matter, to things that keep you stuck in a cycle of never feeling like you're getting ahead. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can take back control. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning with a clear purpose, a clear plan. But as soon as you check your phone, your day starts slipping away. The moment you allow one distraction, you give it permission to multiply. One notification leads to another. One thought leads to another. And suddenly, hours have passed, and you've done nothing. Time is a precious resource, but it's not about having more of it. It's about protecting the time you already have. It's about controlling what gets your attention. Distractions are thieves, and the more you let them in, the more they rob from your potential, from your focus, and from your life. You don't need more time. You need to cut out the noise. The truth is, when you remove distractions, you'll find you have more than enough time to accomplish what matters. You don't need to stretch your day longer. You need to focus on the things that deserve your attention. The more you prioritize, the more you simplify, the more you realize that the problem isn't a lack of time, but a lack of focus. When you stop chasing every distraction, you start chasing your goals with clarity. You start checking off the things that matter, and suddenly, you feel like you have all the time in the world. Every minute you spend scrolling, every moment you waste on something meaningless, is a moment you'll never get back. And over time, those little stolen moments add up, until you've spent years living passively, instead of intentionally. But the good news? You can reclaim it. You can take your focus back. You can draw a line and say, "This moment is mine." You don't need to disappear from the world. You just need to stop giving away pieces of yourself to things that never gave anything back. Turn off the noise. Shut down the distractions. And watch how quickly time becomes your ally, not your enemy. Focus isn't just about attention. It's about direction. When your mind isn't being pulled in 100 directions, you can actually choose where you're going. Most people aren't tired from doing too much. They're tired from doing too many things that don't matter. You're not overwhelmed because you lack time. You're overwhelmed because you've let everything invade your space, your mind, your day, your peace. But now, you see it clearly. It's not about adding more hours to your schedule. It's about subtracting the distractions that steal from it. It's about being ruthless with your focus and intentional with your energy. Because the most successful people don't have more time than you. They just protect theirs better. Once you start cutting the noise, everything changes. Your thoughts get clearer. Your decisions get sharper. Your days feel lighter. You stop jumping from one thing to another, and you start finishing what you start. You stop consuming endlessly, and you start creating. Because the truth is, clarity is a byproduct of focus, and focus is the result of discipline. Not discipline to grind 24/7, but discipline to protect your attention from the distractions that drain it. You weren't lacking motivation. You were drowning in noise. And now that you've turned it off, you're finally starting to hear your own voice again. Now that the noise is gone, you're starting to move with purpose. You're no longer reacting to the world. You're creating in it. You've stopped letting every ping and post control your attention. You've stopped letting other people's priorities become your own. And now, for the first time in a long time, you're actually present. You're not just filling time. You're using it. And it feels different. Not rushed, not chaotic, but clear. Grounded. Intentional. That's what fewer distractions give you. Your life back. Not a version filtered through algorithms, but the real thing. The one that belongs entirely to you. You've realized something most people never will. Time isn't your enemy. It was never about needing more hours. It was about needing more control over how you spend them. Now you don't beg for 5 more minutes. You make every minute count. You're no longer available to everything and everyone. You've learned to protect your space, your energy, your mind. You've cut the background noise, and now you can finally hear what really matters. Your own goals, your own ideas, your own life. You don't need to work harder. You need to protect your focus harder. Because in a distracted world, focus is your superpower. When you control your focus, you control your future. No more blaming time. No more blaming distractions. You've taken full ownership. And that ownership, it changes everything. Now, your goals aren't just dreams, they're priorities. Your to-do list isn't chaos, it's strategy. Your mind isn't scattered, it's sharp. You're no longer pulled in every direction. You choose where your attention goes. You choose what deserves your energy. And you've stopped apologizing for protecting your peace. The world is still noisy, but you've learned how to mute it so you can amplify what matters most. Your purpose. Now you see distractions for what they are, traps. Every time you say yes to one, you say no to your own life. But not anymore. You've trained your mind. You've sharpened your focus. And now you protect it like your life depends on it. Because it does. You don't check your phone first thing in the morning. You check in with yourself. You don't scroll endlessly to escape your reality. You build a reality you don't need to escape from. You've stopped living reactively and started living intentionally. And with that shift, everything around you begins to change. Not because the world is different, but because you are. This is what clarity feels like. Not rushed, not overwhelmed, just present, just real. You're no longer chasing time. You're owning it. You've stopped letting the world dictate your pace and started living by your own rhythm. You don't need more hours in the day. You need fewer distractions in your mind. And now that you've made that shift, you're finally moving with purpose. Each moment counts now, not because it's packed with activity, but because it's aligned with intention. You're no longer surviving your schedule. You're mastering it. And with that mastery, you're building something most people never will. A life that's fully yours,